Secrets hidden in plain sight. Powers that move the world in the shadows. Questions no one dares to answer. Step beyond the Matrix. Subscribe.
If your pineal gland is not calcified, all the things you think of, telekinesis, transportation, anything you can think of, you can do. And that's why the elite have to make sure that all of these foods are basically damaging our pineal gland. They don't want supermen. They don't want people with super ability. They want to keep us dumb. And you know, I gotta tell you something. You really think these people would be in positions of power if we had our pineal glands working at 100%? They couldn't control us.
The planetary alignment is here, not near, guys. You are the thing they fear. Stop playing. It's time to lock in. It's either you tap in or you get tuned out. And when I say tuned out, I mean the ship is sailing. Okay, it started February 28th, the planetary alignment, in conjunction with the total solar eclipse. Portals and vortexes are opening up. Okay, as above, so below, as within, so without. They want you distracted with the aliens. They want you distracted with the Epstein file. They want you distracted with rumors of war. And it's going all the way until March 8th. Total solar eclipse was on the 3rd. So I don't know about you, but I'm tapping and tuning in. Yeah. Please remember that you are a crystalline being. And, yeah, that pineal gland, crystal. It's a crystal. Hence the color.
All I'm going to say is this. This is the perfect time for you to stay out the air and stay out these airports. These people won't get back for what's going on in their country. So there was a situation on a plane going from Nashville to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And this situation mandated them to make an emergency landing in Atlanta. There was a terrorist threat where they thought somebody was going to do something on a plane that was coming from Nashville going to Fort Lauderdale. Look at this shit. Pay attention.
Yeah, this time we need everybody to have their heads down and hands up. Heads down, hands up. Heads down, hands up.
This shit is crazy.
Heads down, hands up. I need to see everyone's hands. Heads down,
this shit is
hands
crazy.
Up. Heads down, hands up. Heads down.
Nah.
Everybody heads down.
Watch they lock somebody up. Nah, man. And they're saying that they didn't find any threatening items on the plane. But apparently they found something to take that man off that plane. So I say that to say this. You already know that there are people here in this country that might not like what's going on in these other countries. From previous instances on certain situations, you know these people just might retaliate. There was a possibility something could have went wrong last night on that plane. Pay attention.
Obama is probably the worst president we done had. Why I said Obama is the worst president we ever had. Because of what he did. Here's the thing. Presidents are not elected. They are selected. Okay?
Absolutely.
And the fact that they put him in position as the token Negro, they needed him to usher in the NWO. And the fact that he signed the Dodd-Frank Act, the Smith-Mundt Act, all these different bills that no other president really couldn't pass over. He did it. And what agenda did he push? Not the black agenda, but what?
Gay agenda.
The gay agenda.
Trans, okay? LGBTQ.
So the Frank Dodd Act fucked everybody financially because the next crash is not going to be a bail out. It's going to be a bail in. It's already happened in Cyprus.
There's like 18 jokes in there.
Okay. Definitely dealing with him. And then the Smith-Mundt Act, a lot of people don't know that act he signed. They can legally and weaponize the media and use it as propaganda because that used to be illegal overseas and in America domestically. So now they can legally lie to us through media and propaganda overseas as well. They can make up, fabricate, whatever, and it's not illegal.
That's crazy.
Hey, Reckless Podcast. You see?
I'm going to show you some more examples in media that they use subliminally to show what they've been up to. This one's from Friends.
Hi.
Hi.
One vegetarian pizza. It's $12.50.
Oh. By the way, if it makes you feel any better, I happen to like 8-year-old boys.
Yo. Yeah, bro. It's everywhere.
That looks great. Thank you. What you want in a pancake is to have the consistency of young flesh. It's fuzzy as life is. You got soft tooth flash in front of you.
Why does he have to say that? And how does he know what that is like? Yeah. Another one. Ready? You know the band Pink Floyd? The music video, Another Brick in the Wall. It shows a conveyor belt of children, and in the song itself, it's kids singing. Look at their faces. It looks like the mask that was in Epstein's dentist's office, right? God. They fall into a conveyor belt, and what happens to them? No, don't tell me sleep. No! Yeah.
I don't want to scare you, but 1980, when Iraq was struck, that was the beginning to World War III. And World War III will begin in the Middle East by striking Israel, by this superpower which is not America. It's Mr. Shanghai. Ni hao, China, and with it Russia, and North Korea, and Iran. Okay, so Iran will be involved. But these are the small players, but the main players are Russia and China. The end battle will be between two superpowers, East and West. What is West? America and Great Britain. East, China and Russia. These are the two superpowers will flex their muscles in what is called Armageddon. In the Middle East, they will show what powers they have and what wisdom they have achieved and what technology they have reached and what is going to be the knowledge of humanity, which is the destruction of humanity. They will wipe this planet nice and neat. They'll burn it. But who's burning it at the end? The Lord Jesus. Why? Because humanity have filled the world with filthiness, fornication, abomination. The Lord will clean it with fire. He cleansed it in the beginning with water, the great flood, and in the end he will cleanse it with fire, my beloveds.
What if Captain Hook is only going after Peter Pan because he's trying to stop him from kidnapping any more kids, but everybody else sees it as him being the bad guy because Captain Hook never goes after the kids? Yeah, always Peter Pan. What the fuck? Yeah!
Alright, so council, I wanted to add this to the Golden Age Alchemy post. This is beautiful, council. This is a tree that was discovered that produces gold and other precious minerals. And the way it works is this tree absorbs the minerals from the earth, obviously, filters it through its roots, and then expels it through its leaves and through its branches. So here we are, council, more proof that we're in the golden age. We have trees that literally produce precious minerals. So they're trying to convince you that what? That we're at the end, that it's all destruction and bogus business. And I told you guys that their end is just our beginning. And this is more proof for you in the pudding. It's not the end for us. It's the golden age for us. And we are the golden people of the golden age. And we've been getting prepared for this since the day of our birth and even before that. Do you get me? So move according to that pattern, not what Babylon's trying to push in your brain. Move golden, live golden. You are the chosen. Bang. Yeah, council. So the prophecy for us is the golden age of the golden people living in a crystal city surrounded by life, abundance, and bliss. And that's it. So let's go. Bang, bang.
The Epstein Files in Disney movies. In Peter Pan, he takes the kids to an island where he's obsessed with youth and never growing up. In Pinocchio, the man says he's collecting little boys to bring to Pleasure Island. Where they do adult things, they turn into donkeys and he sells them into slavery. In Monsters Inc., they scare the children to get their energy for their own energy. What does that look like in that yellow tube? In Tangled, the old lady steals a baby so she can stay young. In Hocus Pocus, the old witches steal a child's life to stay young. And it says this at the end of the movie Enchanted.
Y'all check this out. Julian Bryant, recognized as an Epstein Island survivor, said that she witnessed Epstein shapeshift into a reptilian devil-like creature. Let's check this out.
Talk about that. So waking up in a lab, this was not on the island. This was in New Mexico.
On the island, I saw him shapeshift.
Okay.
in the bedroom.
Let's talk about that first, and then we'll touch on this lab experience as well. So, can you explain what you mean by shape-shifting here?
Well, when I was in the bedroom with him, because he used to take me into that small bedroom, and it was always dark and really cold. And then it was almost like when he was orgasming or something. Like I looked at him and suddenly his face like grew like big like this. And then I saw these huge black eyes like this. And then a big mouth with this horrible tongue and like this sort of dragon horn stuff, which is like almost like the devil. Or,
I know a lot of you have a hard time believing that there's reptile beings controlling us, but it's really time for you to start waking up and smelling the fucking coffee, because they've been here. They're using technology to blend in with us, as you guys can see up there, and they've been here. This is not new, people. This is new because you've been programmed and lied to your whole life. They gave you religion. They poison your food. They poison the air. They poison your mind. They're poisoning everything. They're lying about everything. Everything is a fucking lie. Like, honestly, like truly, from my heart, it's all a lie. And when you finally wake up and realize that there's the aliens that they tell you to look for in the sky are here controlling us. They've been. So wake the fuck up, people. Jeffrey Epstein maybe was never a human to begin with.
The elites are talking about a mass depopulation. Could it be another pandemic, or is it a nuclear threat?
6 out of 7 dead and gone. The system did them wrong. 6 7 6 7 6 7. Why you have all these kids saying 6 7 6 7? Oh, is that something sexual? Is that something this? Is that? Maulana Sheikh would teach that 6 out of 7 they're going to try to kill. They don't want, you know, this carbon and green, and the biggest carbon that they're trying to get rid of, me and you, because we're carbon creation. So you're the hunted. They don't want humans on this earth. They don't want the resources for humans. They have open things. Georgia Guidestone, there's not Muslim people doing that. The Georgia Guidestone is Western people, and it said that 500 million is the perfect number of people to be living on this earth.
This has got to be the most dangerous headline I've ever seen in my entire life. A military commander is telling the troops that Trump was anointed by Jesus to commit Armageddon in Iran. So in case you're not getting it, they want Muslims and Christians to destroy each other. Netanyahu's already been seen saying that you can justify any types of evil by saying it's for God. That is not God's plan. Genocide, bombs, murder is not holy. Nobody is allowed to claim divine permission to commit murder. The answer is that we all come together and stop bombing each other. Hello, my name is Static G, follow me for more.
The release of the Epstein files isn't transparency. It's a cover-up, and here is how it works. They show you flight logs, emails, PG-rated photos, fragments of conversations that are mostly redacted. A few big names get thrown under the bus, just enough to disturb you, never enough to reach the top. That's what you'll see in a massive document dump. What you won't see is full context. You won't see complete corroboration, and you probably won't see clear accountability. Because that doesn't always seem to be the point. This often looks like a strategy of controlled confusion, and it works. Powerful people aren't always protected by erasing evidence. Sometimes they're protected by releasing it slowly, by delaying key documents, by heavily redacting names, and by letting the public argue over fragments. Especially when attention is constantly pulled toward the latest military conflict or major breaking story. Chaos becomes cover. The goal may not be to reveal the full truth. It may be to outlast the outrage. So read the files. But don't confuse access with justice, because sometimes the most effective cover-up is letting you see just enough. If you're worried about what's coming, I put together the exact playbook my family has followed for decades to protect their wealth through every crisis. Comment guide and I'll send it to you personally.
They are now targeting the resources in Iran. The footage you're watching right now is southern Tehran. This is their oil storage facilities engulfed in flames coming from airstrikes from the United States and Israel. This is shortly after Donald Trump said very hard strikes are coming. And in return, Iran says they will not surrender. In fact, they're currently retaliating. You can see that sirens are blaring in northern Israel, Jerusalem, and Tel Aviv. So they're launching a barrage of missiles. And Hezbollah in Lebanon also announced they launched a series of drones and rocket attacks on northern Israel. Footage you're currently watching is above Tel Aviv as they attempt to intercept those missiles. In other news, the 6 United States troops who were killed in a drone strike were brought home to Delaware, and they have been identified. Here's some footage of that. May they rest in peace, and prayers to their family. A lot is unfolding hour by hour, so when we get more information, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated.
Oh, hell no.
They got her, bro. They got her. Who is this, y'all? This is not Oprah, bro. What happened to Oprah, bro? Are they paying another actor or actress to play her? Because ain't no way you're gonna tell me this is Oprah. Look at her head. When has Oprah ever got a hairdo like this? But do you see her body, y'all? It's like everything is so unproportionate. What happened to Oprah? What is going on? Bro, that's not Oprah. Who is that, y'all? Y'all not going to sit here and tell me that these two people are the same people. Oh, hell nah, bro. Look at the creases. Look at the creases in the cheeks, bro. Why does she have these creases and she don't? What happened to this one? Who is this? Are they paying actors to play these celebrities now? Is this what's going on? Why does Oprah look like she's 25 years old in the face, but she moves like she's 85? Look at it, don't make no sense. She looked like a character from Despicable Me or something like that, bro. You're not going to tell me that's the same person, bro. Y'all, the past year, Hollywood has been doing something weird with these quote-unquote celebrities, bro. Something is happening to every single one of them. I know y'all see them changing right in front of your eyes. I be showing y'all this. But even the skin tone is completely different, y'all. I don't know who that is, y'all. Let me know down in the comments below, y'all. The shift is here. I guess the celebrities are part of it, too. Let's continue to get it. Peace out.
Okay.
You should cut that list out.
Your reputation is you like to text underage girls, sending pictures of your dangling. That's your reputation. Whatever you do, you can't do anything about it. Bill Clinton officiated your wedding with Puma, your wife, if I'm not mistaken. Correct. So you've been very close, and she was a right-hand person to Hillary Clinton in 2016 while the scandal was taking place.
For years before that, she was with Hillary for 20 years.
Email 650,000, one folder with the word life insurance and the files that are in there. So 9 out of 12 cops, NYPD, who saw the email and saw what was in that laptop, committed suicide. And the most ever that this took place, and these are the men that committed suicide. First thing I ask myself is, how the hell is Anthony Weiner still alive? Well, when you go through the list of people that have been close to Hillary Clinton and the Clintons, this is not a conspiracy. You got the names of James McDougal, died of an apparent heart attack. Mary Mahoney, a former White House intern, was murdered July 1997 at a Starbucks coffee shop. Victor Razor, you got Ed Woolley. It's 46 names.
He's just reading the article. He's reading a list of names.
So,
he hasn't even asked the question. It's a list.
The fact that you're getting nervous is an answer.
It's not nervous. This stuff
Let
makes me sick when you repeat
exactly. It makes us
ridiculous.
sick as well.
How about you pick one? Pick one and tell me who he was and what his story was.
Pull up Vince Foster if you want.
No, Vince Foster, that suicide has been investigated 50 times.
Can you let me ask the question?
No, listen, this is a conversation.
No.
We're having a conversation.
I'm sorry, I'm the host. You invite me to your podcast, you get to ask the question. I'm the host. I'm going to ask you the question. Your reaction is already an answer.
I know, I am infuriated by people who drag other people's names who are powerless. You're not powerless.
Hillary Clinton is powerless?
No, these people.
Hillary Clinton is powerless.
These people.
That's the problem.
These people.
Hillary's the problem.
You read a list of people because you have the power to do it. People who do that are bullies, and I don't appreciate bullies.
I have the power to do what?
You do. To read a list of some stranger's names.
To use the DOJ and other things to control.
That's not DOJ.
Yeah.
DOJ didn't make this list.
Let me finish up my question.
Some jackass made a list in his basement.
You have the right to
You're reading their names as if they're incriminating in some way.
Right
Some conspiracy theory podcast. A conspiracy theory that 9 people read. You find some guy that comes in, and then you go from Ron Brown to some obscure officer that used to protect Bill Clinton, who passed away.
How is it that the reputation that follows them is people close to them die?
You should cut that
to take
list
the
out.
angle you did. You're exactly.
Listen to me. You're talking now.
Oh, okay.
You should cut that list out of those people.
Absolutely.
We can still have the argument. You and I are big boys. Cut that list out.
I'm not going to be cutting that list.
The United States is going to lose the war against Iran, and only Jews saw this coming. Here's what the news isn't telling you. Iran didn't wake up one day and decide to fight America. They've been preparing for this exact moment for 20 years. They even ran a practice war last year, just to study how America fights. While America was sleeping, Iran was plotting. But here's what they're actually doing. Iran is not trying to win on the battlefield. They don't need to. They're cutting off the food supply to the entire Gulf region. They're targeting water desalination plants. Saudi Arabia gets 60% of its water from desalination. One drone strike and 10 million people have no water in 2 weeks. No water means Saudi Arabia falls. Saudi Arabia falls means the petrodollar dies. Petrodollar dies means the American economy collapses from the inside, and it gets worse. America is spending millions of dollars to shoot down Iranian drones that cost $50,000 each. They're literally going broke trying to defend themselves. Oil just hit $92 per barrel. Brent crude up 9% in one day. Gas prices spiking 30 cents per gallon. This is economic warfare, not military warfare. Jews understand empires don't fall from bombs. They fall when currencies collapse. The petrodollar funded American power for 50 years. Iran knows this. One strike on Saudi water supply and it's over. Trump demands unconditional surrender. Iran says no deal, no ceasefire, no negotiation. This isn't a war America can win with bombs, and deep down they know it. Jews have watched this pattern destroy empires for centuries. Now the whole world gets to watch it happen in real time. If you want to learn how Jews make and invest money in 2026, comment Goldman, and I'll personally send you my full playbook.
I don't know if y'all seen what happened in New York City today, but this shit ain't it. 2 men threw a bomb into a group of protesters by Gracie Mansion today. You heard what I just said? People were protesting by Gracie Mansion, and 2 men threw a bomb into the crowd of protesters. Look at this shit. Look at this shit right here. Mind you, this is by Gracie Mansion. Nah, man. Whip his ass. Nah, man. This all happened by Gracie Mansion. I'm gonna show you another view. This is another view. Nah, man. They did it. You see, that happened because of what's going on overseas. So I say that to say this. Pay attention, because if that happened there, that can happen anywhere. That's what they're waiting for. Large crowds, so they can do things like that. This shit is only gonna get worse. I'm out.
I just saw something where somebody was coming at The Rock.
The People's Champ?
Yeah, they were saying something about The Rock. I forgot who this guy was, but basically, I think he might be a notable figure. I think he's like a country singer. He was saying like, yeah, Rock, I'm coming at you because why did you go on SNL talking about molesting kids?
I did hear that. Yeah.
What was that?
He made some weird, like, jokes on there or whatever.
He made some weird jokes on there.
I mean, granted, they have writers, but like, you don't have to do it, bro.
Yeah, he had a skit where he built a robot. It was a child molesting bot.
And for the most evil invention in the world contest, I invented a child molesting robot.
What the fuck?
Who writes this?
Are you
shit?
serious?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a skit. It's not funny.
Who is that funny to? Pedophiles?
Who wrote that? Yeah, it's a dog whistle. That's what it
Dude,
is.
come on.
Come on.
But that just showed you, because look, The Rock was, what was he? One of the the highest paid actor for like a couple years.
Yeah, he was.
So if you think about it, you can't get to that status without them glad handing.
Yeah.
Even if he's not doing it, he has to pledge allegiance. It's literally like, you're in too deep now, buddy. Do it or your career's over. Or we'll get you on some other shit.
This is, again, the sign of the times, because certain things that were going under the radar for so long, all of a sudden we look up, we're like, wait a minute, that's not right, that's not right, this is bullshit, what the fuck is that? So, for real, you know what I'm saying?
Right, that mind control slaves are permitted any drug except marijuana. Why? It's an excellent question. The effects of marijuana on the brain are not conducive to mind control.
It doesn't mean you can't be traumatized and put under mind control. It just means it screws up the programming.
Because it actually opens neuron pathways in the brain. It expands thought. I'm not going to stand here and speak pro-marijuana because...
No, because somebody be putting it in my car and popping me for it.
But I am anti-marijuana because we see all these ads on TV and everything, and even Dole and Clinton in their campaigns are saying, what's Dole said, guns, violence, and marijuana, as if it's so violent, because it is not conducive to mind control. They want it off the streets more than they want their drugs, like cocaine, off the street. Marijuana is especially targeted. I don't promote the use of marijuana as a Band-Aid for mind control because, again, knowledge is our only defense against it.
And that is why episode 3 of my school talks about plant medicine. That's right. That is a plant medicine. I started my plant medicine journey in 2022, but I tried cannabis for the first time in 2017. And that is when my Saturn returned. And that is when my whole awakening started and shifting me into being able to tap into all these things and practice all these things. If you guys haven't checked out my ayahuasca journey, I highly recommend it. It is up on my YouTube. You guys can go under the healing playlist and you will find all of my story times about my plant medicine journey. So here is the healing playlist, and we've got the first, second, and the third is down there somewhere, my ayahuasca journeys. I've got the QHHT past life regression, shamanic meditation, gene key reading. I've got hypnotherapy and a mushroom ceremony. I've got my Cambo and Bufo experience, the backstory to my journey, my third ayahuasca experience. I did 6 grams of mushies in Joshua Tree, and I went to see Abraham Hicks live. There's definitely a lot to watch on my YouTube if you guys haven't checked it out. But all of these plant medicine journeys are why I am so connected and why I am not under the mind control. And I go into the depth of each plant medicine in episode 3 of my Alex Surf School. If you guys are interested in diving deeper into your spiritual journey, I recommend checking out my school. It is up on my site now.
You do know his story repeats itself, right?
First of all, I want to apologize because I feel I betrayed you. This is going to be very hard for me to do, but it needs to be told. I'm not going to tell you my name. You can just call me the whistleblower, because this needs to be told. I own a small bread and breakfast / hotel on the outskirts between London and Bristol. Exactly where, I won't say. I was commandeered by the office of 10 Downing Street to rehome refugee families. When the first lot of refugees came, there was not one woman, there was not one child. The people that turned up were men from the age of 19 to 30, I would say. I have enough room for about 250 residents. I currently house 150 immigrants. Yes, I did receive quite a large sum of money for doing so. On doing so, the government told me that I had to fire all my staff and they will supply their own, and also that they will supply security guards for the bread and breakfast. Well, about 2 weeks ago, I received a phone call to say that a large parcel will be arriving sometime this evening. Around about 2:30 in the morning, I received another phone call to say that the parcel has arrived, and can I open up the rear servant entrance at the back of the B&B, which I went down and met some army personnel, which kind of surprised me very, very much. The person in charge, I don't know who he was, colonel or whatnot, asked me to show him to a secure room within the B&B, which I did. On doing so, they loaded in roughly between 60 and 70 really big crates. I asked what was in the crates, and I was told that I was not permitted to know. He then handed me a smaller parcel and told me that I will receive a phone call to give me further instructions on what to do and when to open this parcel, which was very strange. So I've had this parcel now for about a week in my office, and I started talking to a friend of mine, and he said, well, do you know what, you don't know what's inside those parcels, it could be anything, it's your property, whatever's inside your property, you own the rights to open, and I should have a look what it was. And I was debating about it for a little while, and I thought, you know what, you are kind of right. If it's in my property, I want to know what it is. So I opened the small parcel up, and inside was a letter with a list of names and numbers written next to the name. On realizing that each name on the letter was one of the refugees, and there was a smaller box inside the parcel, I opened that and there was a series of keys with numbers on. So I went down to the secure lock where these crates were and noticed that each crate had a number on it and each key had a number on it. So I took 2 keys for 2 of the crates and I opened up the crates. Crate 1. There was a load of AK-47 machine guns. Crate 2 were a number of hand grenades. Now, when I say this, I'm saying this as you could start a new war off with what I was looking at. There was enough ammunition inside one of the crates to easy wipe out my little village. Boom, gone, easy. Now I'm a bit stuck because I don't want these refugees here anymore, but I'm contracted to house them for a period of time. I don't know if I can give the government their money back and tell them to sweet off or not, I don't know. All I do know is in good faith, I cannot allow these men to have these crates. I am going to move them away from my property to a secure garage that I have not too far, because I'm not going to be responsible for allowing our government to kill us, the innocent people. Because it's obvious to me now that this is their plan.